you've got a background in fintech and helping people make use of technology in their financial futures. And whether it's from PayPal in your background or Greenlight today on helping educate, you've been doing this for a while. I'm not going to hit years out there. I don't want to age either of us here, but that's a huge journey, right? And a lot of education that you've picked up over the years here. What's changed for you since the start? Some of the biggest changes, we're talking digital transformation and that type of thing. What are the kind of some of the bigger pivot points that have really changed the direction for you as you've moved into Greenlight recently?
Yeah, I think and the journey starts, to your earlier point, way before PayPal, spending 2 decades in this industry. And my first real experience with scale and, oh my God, this is a whole different ball game here and kind of in terms of the impact for the world was at Yahoo back in mid 2000s when I joined Yahoo. And Yahoo back then was the company and it already had 500 million consumers using Yahoo properties back then. And I was like, oh my God, the impact that what I do has on the world. In that small way, the impact I can have towards what this can be for the world was my first experience with, oh my God, this is transformational tech and what tech can disrupt in different industries. That's where I was like, oh, okay, right now, this is what I want to do, right? Like, I mean, I was a couple of years out of college and all that, and I was so drawn into that aspect of it's such a long convexity in terms of the impact that tech has. And then I did a startup for 6 years, and I joke that I did 4 startups in the 6 years that I was there because we ended up pivoting every couple of years to figure out the product market fit. And that again made me learn so much about early stage startups and what that means to navigate the ups and downs of typical early stage startup. I mean, though going through that was painful at times, when I look back, it's probably the best learning I've had. Like anything in my life, right? Like you go through moments and you're like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to navigate this. And then you look back and say, I learned so much. I'm a better person as a result.
And it's not necessarily the successes that we learn from. A lot of times it's the stumbling blocks or the places where it doesn't quite work out the way we expected it that we learn and we find a better path forward.
Absolutely. Then PayPal was interesting because in the early 2010s, PayPal was going through this huge transformation journey because, I mean, it was founded by Elon Musk and, the PayPal Mafia 1.0, if you will. And then PayPal had not innovated as much over that decade. And there was a little bit of that aspect of, okay, it's going along and let's not change things too much. As the saying goes, let's not fix what's not broken. And then in early 2010s was when the senior leadership at PayPal said, oh, you know what, we got to transform this and transform tech and the whole company and the culture, the mindset to set ourselves up for the decades to come. And that was when I joined to bring that startup DNA, if you will, into PayPal and drive that transformation in whatever I was looking at. And, it's such a phenomenal thing to go through that journey because transformation in any company for that matter and any industry, it all comes down to the same set of things and same set of principles, right? It's about the people. It's about how you listen and handhold people on this journey. And most importantly, give the context for why we are doing this, what this means to do that. And as the saying goes, in a lot of these cases, you need to take people slowly towards what they already know is the truth. I've really started to believe in that because you cannot brute force transformation. It is about having that compassion, having that aspect of, okay, let's listen and make sure to understand where everyone is coming from and lead them towards where this needs to be.
I love that because it's all about the people. Transformation, we as technologists, we love technology, don't get me wrong, but leading them to that truth that they already know is there with empathy, compassion, and as you say, walking alongside them so that it's not just go do this, we're going to change the world, but helping just guide them to it is, I think, the biggest part of transformation, innovation, and however we want to talk about that. But I love your approach there because it truly is helping people find their own path forward and then as a group getting to our end goal.
Absolutely. That's been the biggest learning for me over that decade at PayPal because, tech is awesome, innovation is really great, but having the empathy and compassion and most importantly, customers. Keeping customers at the square and center of everything we do, that's the most important thing.
We hear it from just about every organization too right now. Customer centricity or the customer point of view. And really all we're saying is, look, we're customers of those products and these services as well. So let's keep that in mind, not just as the builder of the future. Take that customer-centric view and make sure that we're still there.